Hello, good day. My name is Pieter van Galen, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about assuring trust for reusing data obtained by mobile health data apps through a patient's perspective. First of all, briefly about myself. I was born in the Netherlands last century, and I'm currently 44 years old. I'm happily married and have two daughters, both two girls, and they're 8 and 10 years old. I studied in the Netherlands, but a lot my studies were abroad as well. I studied business and management, and as I got the traveling bug, I managed to relocate to Belgium in '99, where I set up my own company called Brainstar. What did I do? I started doing soft skill trainings and IT training, and later on I also became an auditor. Then in 2006 I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, and since then I've been a patient expert and advocate in the MS field. Well, I want to talk about data mostly today and why patients are interested in sharing their health data. At least I am, and I think many of us are, and not just MS patients, but patients in general. Firstly, I think it's very self-supporting, interesting, is what's in it for me? Why would I like to share my health data? Obviously, for a better and improved medication, which is what we all hope for. Higher safety standards is another very important reason. We don't want to be a guinea pig all the time. We do want to have higher safety standards, and I think by sharing data, more things can be discussed or researched. Also, finding a quicker solution. A good example is the current epidemic we are facing. In very, very short time, actually, cures have found, or not really a cure, but anyways, vaccines have been come up with within bullet speed research. Well, there's plenty of other things that can be useful, of course, for patients. But what I also think, sharing is caring. What does that mean? By sharing my health data, it can also potentially help other people, people I don't even know, will never meet maybe, but that happens through big data. Big data is a very important aspect, especially when we deal with electronic data. Well, how can we combine or collect those informations and data? Obviously by using mobile apps. The world has become a smaller place, but also a mobile place. There are some difficulties though in the mobile apps. First of all is the ease of use. Some of you might think, oh, it's very easy to use a mobile app, but you have older persons versus younger people. I always say people that have grown up with mobile apps and phones, etc., they don't have any trouble. But there's plenty of people out there that have never ever used the internet, a phone, etc. Internet access and internet literacy is also a very important item. We live in the Western world. It's very easy for us to have internet access nearly anywhere we go, above and underground. But many places in the world there is not such a luxury. Another point is time investment. What does that mean? Lots of people, they want to give their health data, but then they have to start using apps, and it's quite an investment in time. If you have to do that every single day and it's time consuming or you forget, adherence can be an issue. There's another issue of the quality of the data and the interoperability. Interoperability meaning, can we share the data, and not everybody has a different system. Like you have an iPhone or you have a Samsung phone. These are different interoperable, not really interoperable items. Another question that people often ask me is, what happens to my data? Privacy, anonymization are very important words that people feel very worried about actually. What's going to happen to it? Is it going to be shared with people that I don't want to share it with? For instance, my insurance company, and all my insurances will go up. What about reuse? Is my data reused in the end? And who will be using it? By whom? And for what purpose? Those are very important items that people are worrying about, and will tell them not to actually use or share the data. Feedback from researchers. What advances are made is also nice for people to know when they share data, what is done with it and what's in it for me, coming back to my first statement. And lastly, what if there's a breach in the security? It's finally in the cloud, and in the cloud anything can happen. You hear about data leaks all the time. Is data anonymized? Another important aspect to definitely look into and deal with. Finally, I have a few small closing remarks. First of all, I would love to wish everybody a very enjoyable virtual event today. And also, I would like to urge you all to build trust in reusing health data. And of course, thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you a very happy